what we'll do online can, to an extent, cover for the physical supervision. I am Dr. Gijo Aibaprie Harry, and please, I would want to know your name, sir, the industry-based supervisor. Please, what's your name, sir?
Myself, I'm scientist Tarila Tari. I'm the head of department in the laboratory unit in this general hospital name.
Okay. All right, that's good.
But my rank in the civil service, director in the board, hospitals management board.
Oh, that's good to know. I'm pleased to meet you, sir.
You're welcome.
I'm pleased to meet you, sir. Yeah. All right. So the online supervision, just as it is with the physical one, has some criteria for assessment. You, the industry-based supervisor, has 30 marks to assess the student with. So I would want to speak with you privately first before I'll interview the student. So maybe you can ask the student to leave, and then I'll quickly. All right, sir. Well done, sir.
All right.
Yeah. And please, can you remember how long the student have been with you in your lab? When he started the IT, please.
Jane came in late November. Well, okay, officially started in December.
Okay, in December. Okay.
December.
All right. So he has done his IT for about 5 months or so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Okay, that's good to know.
With us throughout most of it.
Okay, that's good to know. And please, can you tell me the analysis you have taught him in your lab, the types of tests and analysis you've taught him in the lab? Okay. The test and analysis
I'll just give you a brief summary. When he first came, he told me he has not worked in an hospital environment before.
Okay.
So we first taught him the flow of work in the hospital and how the lab comes into play. The lab is where he's stationed, where he's getting his experience. Okay. So he was made aware of the nursing units, the consulting unit where the doctors are, then our admission wards, so that you get a feel of the way the industry works. Okay. Well, after that initial introduction period, because he has not worked in an hospital environment before, he was now primarily done in the lab. So he was taught about the samples we receive. Okay. Because sample collection and storage is as important as any tests we do. Yes. If the samples are not properly stored, the results we give out are useless. Yeah, so it was at the sample reception and storage unit for some weeks to store all the different containers we use to collect and store samples and the times to collect the sample. Okay. So after he was done with that, we started to do basics of laboratory analysis, like pipetting as measuring volume. Okay. And putting it in different containers. Okay. So he was taught pipetting. All right. He was taught how to make slides. Okay. That smears on slide, not slide. Slide okay. So you know how to make malaria. The slide we used to make which is a thick film slide. You know how to do that. Okay. The team is technical, but we did show him. But he mostly got thick film, right? Thin film is usually done by me. Okay. And we taught him how to measure for anemia in blood using PCV. That's the part cell volume. Okay. So in modern laboratory practice, most of our tests are done using test kits. Those are the
Okay.
rapid tests like you have for. That's what most people are. So we
Okay.
taught him all the RDTs, rapid diagnostic techniques we use in the lab.
Okay. So
Tests
they.
for things like hepatitis,
Okay.
blood sugar,
Okay.
etc. So
Okay.
he's versed in all that.
Okay.
Advanced technique. This takes care of HIV sufferers. So we
Okay.
do some investigation specific,
Oh,
like CD4 testing, recency testing. Those
okay.
ones are niche tests. They are not general. So it's
Okay.
specifically for HIV
Okay.
sufferers.
Okay.
So although we don't have to do that because that section is high risk.
Okay.
HIV
Yeah.
is deadly. We
Mm.
learned from all those HIV management tests, CD4, recency, and the actual HIV testing itself using
Okay.
RDT.
Okay.
Is there any other thing you'd like to know? That's the summary of everything we taught him
Okay. Okay.
while he
So
was here.
the PCV, how do you do it? I know it's a standard procedure, but I want to be sure so that when I'm testing him too, when I will be examining him, I will know exactly what to.
Okay, the PCV, like I said, we use it to investigate for anemia. Anemia simply translates to whether the person has enough blood or not.
Okay.
The testing technique in collecting blood in an anticoagulated container. Here we use EDTA.
Okay.
They look like this.
Okay.
You collect the blood in the container,
Okay.
then mix it properly.
Okay.
Then we put it in capillary tubes. They are very thin glass tubes.
Yeah. Yeah.
So after filling it, we
Now.
either seal it, or here I prefer to use. I seal one end with flame, and we'll put it in a hematocrit reader. It's a machine that will spin it around.
Yeah. Okay. I
But
said.
sometimes there's no light, we can use the centrifuge, same result. So we'll spin it for at least 5 minutes. Then another something like a ruler.
Okay.
The blood column will be placed on that. Then the ratio of the total column and the red blood cell column will
Okay.
be taken
I
and
think.
multiplied by.
Yeah. All right.
That is the PCV, which will be written down. For normal persons, it's supposed to be between 40% to 55%. So if it's much lower than that, it means the person might require a blood transfusion or intervention. It means that they don't have enough. We throughout his experience, we never got a case where it's higher. But that could also be a problem. If it's higher than 5%, it's also not good. But in his experience, we never encountered that. So I never had to deal with that.
Okay.
So that's for PCV.
All right. Then the
Yes.
hepatitis, blood sugar. The hepatitis, you use, you prick the finger, right? And put it in the.
Yes. Uh, this is a lab now, so we can collect samples just in those EDTA bottles too.
Okay. Yeah.
So that we can use plasma, which is
Okay.
the liquid part of the blood, to run the test. The results are clearer that way.
Oh,
And in
okay.
case of repeat, we can repeat or go for further testing, maybe to verify that the person is actually reacting to the virus.
Oh, okay. What of the blood sugar test? The same thing. The blood.
Hepatitis B, hepatitis blood sugar, we have two ways of doing it.
Okay.
There's the full blood chemistry method, which I didn't teach it.
Okay.
We don't have the reagents for that, but we have the equipment for that. So
Okay.
he cited the equipment
Okay.
and how it's done. But we use the same, what do you call it? Is this thing they call it? Point of care. We use the same point of care equipment people buy and keep at home. That's a glucometer.
Okay. All right. So
most people have at home.
yeah.
But we use that also in the lab.
Okay. Yeah, that one you use plasma.
Think the same method of.
Okay.
So he's familiar with that testing technique.
Okay. The CD4 count, you do CD4 count or CD4 test? The CD4.
CD4 test, luckily, CD4 is a type of white blood cell, which normally is depleted when a person has HIV. That's what causes them to lose their immunity.
I know. I just want to know
So,
the test.
okay, the test itself, we use test kits.
Okay.
There's a test kit for it. So when the blood is placed on the test kit, if it's below 300, it will indicate. If it's above 300, it will indicate.
Okay. All right. So the malaria parasite tests, the MP test, after making the thick film for MP tests, you also have you taught him how to identify the parasites in the microscope?
Sorry, I think I was trying to call him. I've busy the call.
Yeah. Okay.
I hope the person.
Okay. Yeah. The MP.
I hope person.
Yeah. After staining the slides, you view with the microscope.
Yes. Malaria testing is microscope.
Yeah. Has he been able to identify the parasites? Have you shown him the parasites before?
Whenever we get a very strong, let's say a high malaria count in a slide, we show him.
Oh, okay.
Because it takes for someone to actually be proficient at malaria microscopy, but he knows the basic techniques. He can identify the different cell types you see under the microscope, and also point out the malaria parasite based on what we showed him. So he can use a light microscope very well.
Oh, that's good to know. All right. So apart from this test, do you carry out whiteout tests and other whiteout tests? Then do you do blood grouping?
Yes.
You do whiteout tests, blood grouping?
Yes, we do that.
Okay. All right.
Yes.
Genotype test too. Genotype test.
We do genotype test. We don't teach him that one. It's sensitive.
Oh, okay. What of
the genotype testing is only. He has observed the carrying out of the test, but he wasn't. It's mostly for marriage counseling to verify the child that's sick all the time. So those ones are only done by me.
I know, even if it's done by you, my concern is whether he has observed you.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Step to take analyzing of the cells, then the time frame.
Okay.
And how the appears after we read the test.
Okay.
But he did not do any test. Genotype.
Yeah, I understand. He's still learning under you. Then I want to find out whether he has been regular since he started and punctual.
He comes every day, even on Saturdays, surprisingly. Because the first week, when he came on a Saturday, I told him Saturdays do not necessarily apply. But he said that when he left the school to come, he's not doing anything.
Okay.
It's a rural.
Yes.
So he said instead of sitting at home, he can be here. So he comes every day. The hospital has solar power.
Oh, that's
so there's light here.
Okay.
Supposed to be in the village.
All right. That's yes, that's good to know.
So it's whether we have work or we don't have work.
Okay. And when you teach him, whatever you teach him, he understands well.
Yes, he has a very good attitude. He picks up things very easily.
Okay, that's good to know. And you have 30% assess him out of the 100, and you have some assessment to do. And now part of that assessment, you are expected to use the following criteria. I want to share a screen with you, and then and I'll
Okay.
send to you through. I'll send the document to you through WhatsApp. Then you can print and snap and send to me for me to use to assess it. And then when I send it to you, you can print it out if possible.
Okay.
Or you can even retype it if you find it. Print it out, write, and send to me. Or if you can reproduce it by typing it and including the information, and then you send to me, I'll just work with it. But it will be good you
Okay.
print and sign, write your information and sign.
It just the sun hasn't come out today, so our computers are off.
Okay.
So if we get solar power today, then I'll go into town and get it printed.
Okay. Thank you very much. I appreciate. So at this juncture, I would the whiteout test. Sorry, the whiteout test. You use agglutination, right? You use tiles and
testing technique.
Okay.
For we're interested in the D, A, B, and C fields. So I've shown in the different intensities. You can read the slides, but usually I read it myself.
Okay.
I read it after he does the test. He'll get his own opinion, then I'll look at it. Most of the times, at least he's trying. His opinion on my own or respond.
Okay, that's good to know. All right, so let me now interview him. Then I'll send that document to you to assess him.
All right, sir.
Yeah, thank you.